Okay guys, so right now I'm packing some orders, and I just quickly wanted to show you my new little sign that I made for like my PUPPIELUXE videos for the background, because normally, I don't know if you can see, but right there I've got my NOELICREATES, and everyone gets confused and they like tag me saying that PUPPIELUXE is stealing my videos, not knowing that it's actually my business as well. I think it looks so cute, but the colors are a little off, but it still looks pretty cute, right? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Now I'm gonna pack some orders and we'll do some ASMR order packing. Let's go. Okay guys, so now I'm going to be unboxing some goodies that Munbyn sent me. I'm so excited for this because this is their new thermal printer. You can kind of get a sneak peek of the one that I got right here. I got the pink one. I am so excited for this. So this is the old Munbyn thermal label printer that I have. I bought this when I was very first starting my business, but it ended up being a really good thermal printer. I don't really have any complaints about it other than this one does have to be connected to the computer in order to use it. Now it's time to say goodbye to the old thermal printer, and now we're going to install the new one. Wi-Fi connected. It speaks to you guys. It said Wi-Fi connected, and you can just use the Munbyn app. It's really easy. You have the instructions here for you when you purchase the printer. It is literally so super easy to follow. It took about a minute to connect it, 2 minutes total to download the app and set up the printer. Let's go ahead and try to print something now. Okay, and then you have like a bunch of the Munbyn sticker labels here. So I have the 2-inch pink ones. I'm going to click that, and I'm just going to test this out, and you guys will see that in just a minute. And we're going to feed that through the back. Out of label. So let's go ahead and test this out. Okay guys, so check it out. This printed perfectly. These are awesome for packaging and things like that. I'm going to actually use these to make like sizing stickers for my sweatshirts and things like that. So when they're already in their bag and everything, I'm just going to put a little sizing sticker on there. That's what I'm going to be using them for, as well as printing shipping labels. That's what I'm going to be using them for. I just want to show you how the voice feature works. So I'm going to take out the label so you can see what it'll say. Cover is open. If you guys are interested in this printer, make sure you check out the first link in the description box so you can get your very own. So make sure to check that out. Okay guys, I have a lot of restocking to do with these. I have to package these all up. So I thought I'd take this time to answer some of your guys' most asked questions that I get all the time. I posted an Instagram story and asked you guys to ask me any of your questions that you guys are wondering. And so I'm just going to go over a couple of questions that I got. And if some are similar, I'll kind of group them together. So let's just get right into it. Okay, so the first question is, what advice do you have for someone beginning their small business journey? Something I would tell you if you're just starting your business, I would tell you to pick something that you love. I would tell you to pick something that you're passionate about and something that you see yourself doing long term, because this is an everyday thing that you show up for and your heart has to be in it. If your intentions aren't there, I feel like you're going to have a really hard time growing your business, because you have to do something that you're passionate about and that you truly love to do. So that is something that I really want to tell everyone who watches me for inspiration. I would definitely do something that you love. If you could start over, what would you do differently? This is a great question actually, because I do have a lot of mistakes that I made. Obviously, like everything is trial and error with a business, and what I would have done differently is be more patient. When you're first starting, you're really excited and you want to order all these things, and I just wish I would have been more patient and done more research, because it would have saved me a lot of money. If you're a returning subscriber, you will know that I've talked about this many times. I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on transfers that are still sitting here to this day, a year and a half later, since starting my business, because I didn't properly do my research, and now those are just sitting there going to waste. Next question was, why did you start your business? And this is something that I never really have gotten into with you guys, because it's a little personal. It's kind of like a time in my life that I was very unhappy, and so it's kind of hard to talk about. The reason I started my business was because I truly couldn't figure it out. I went through a bit of a depression, trying to figure out, you know, kind of like what's my purpose here? Like what am I meant to do for the rest of my life? That type of thing. I tried a couple different jobs, and honestly, they all made me miserable. I used to actually work with kids and seniors. I would work a 6 to 2, so 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. I would work at a senior care home. After my 6 to 2 job, I would go from like 2:30 to 4:30-ish. to another job teaching chess to kids. Working with kids and seniors is honestly kind of the same thing. If you know, you know. So that took a really big toll on my mental health. It was very, very like soul-sucking and draining. Then like Kenora hit, and so after that I really couldn't figure it out. Like I had like these jobs that were kind of like bouncing around. Like I would do like things like delivery jobs and like little side hustles here and there, and nothing really truly made me happy. Starting a business can only make that worse, or it can make it better. So I just decided to roll the dice and try it out, and that's why I started my business, because I was really unhappy with my life and I wanted to do something that made me happy. So that's kind of why I started it. And if you guys want to like know more about me and like my personal life, ask me questions in the comments and I'll be happy to answer that for you. I know I always talk like small business things, but I feel like that's just because I don't know if you guys are like interested in me or just like the business side, you know. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys want to know more about me. This is probably the most asked question that I always get. I never know how to like give you a straight answer, but the question is, how did you start your business? So this is so like, again, this is such a universal question because there are so many different things that come to mind and there's so many answers for this. But I guess the way that I would say that I started the business is I came up with an idea of what I wanted to do. I remember like it was yesterday. Like I remember scrolling on TikTok, and I saw this girl and I can't find her to this day. And I always try to look for her, but I don't remember her name. It was like Samai or something like that. So if you guys know who I'm talking about, please leave me in the comments down below. But anyways, she was making a video of doing like a Coraline embroidered sweatshirt. And I was just so blown away. I was fascinated. I like did so much research that night. I just like, you know, went through all her videos and like I started looking up all these like, you know, embroidery videos and things like that. And I just knew in my heart that I wanted to do that. And I would be really passionate about it because I literally wear sweatshirts every single day. That's my comfort spot. I love a good cozy sweatshirt. And at the time, I could not find any. Like I couldn't find any cute ones. I couldn't find any that were my style. So I was like, you know what? Regardless if this business works out or not, I'll have an embroidery machine where I can make myself a custom sweatshirt and put any design I want on it. So that's how I chose what I wanted to sell in the beginning. After that, it was like non-stop research literally of like I'm not kidding you when I say like day and night non-stop research of how much an embroidery machine costs, like all these YouTube videos. Even before I had the machine, YouTube tutorials and videos on how to use the machine, what supplies I would need. And at the same time as I was doing all that research, I started coming up with like a business name and my business logo, things like that. Once I created a logo, I created all my social media accounts. And if you guys want like a super in-depth video, like a whole like, I don't even know, like a whole 20 to 30 minute video of how to start your business, the steps to take and all that stuff, let me know in the comments down below, because I will do like a whole in-depth video on the steps that these same exact steps that I do, with a lot of resources and tips and hacks for you guys to make like the business, you know, the starting up your business a lot easier. I can definitely do that. So let me know in the comments down below if you want that video. I was originally gonna do Etsy, but then they closed my account literally like the next day. I took that as a sign to just make my own business, because I was kind of on the fence between Etsy and starting my own business, and that was my sign to just start my own website. And so I started my website through Shopify, spent countless hours researching how to set it up and everything, because it was a little confusing at first. YouTube has literally everything you need to know. And yeah, the rest was history. You know, I just started making videos, promoting my business, kind of sharing like my journey as a small business owner, like starting my business. I shared that journey. People responded really well to it. Like I got such positive feedback and support, and that's really what kept me going. So for the next question, someone asked how you make everything. I don't make everything. For example, these acrylic keychains, I get them manufactured from Sticker Mule. If you guys are new here, I literally use Sticker Mule for every single thing in my business, almost every single thing that has to do with packaging and things like that. But they also have acrylic keychains. So I get these manufactured from them. Just add the little keyring on there. Yeah, that's where I get them from. And if you guys are interested in sticker mule, they're literally my favorite for all my packaging and things like that. There's a $10 credit in the description that you guys can use off your first order. I mostly do sublimation, and then for like scrunchies and things like that, my mom taught me how to sew, and I have a sewing machine. So I also have a lot of videos on that. If you guys are interested, go check them out, and you can see how I make everything. Next question is, how do you plan your collections? How do I plan my collections? I just look for like design inspirations and things like that, like Pinterest, for example, or Etsy, and just like get inspiration from there, and then I will plan like a whole collection based off of that design or whatever. Like the Coquette collection, we have that. I'm gonna start doing the plants in a second here, but like things like that, whatever designs I'm liking, I will just usually make a collection out of that. So that's kind of how I plan them. It just kind of comes to me. I don't stress about collections, like it's just whatever I like, really. So that's kind of how I do it. And of course my audience does give me feedback, so if they give me inspiration as well, I'll listen to my audience and do whatever they like to do. Okay, so someone asked how I design using your tools like the Cameo, heat press, DTF, laser. The one thing I can tell you about designs is if you're using a cutting machine or a laser or something that requires shaping, I would stick to SVGs. And that's just because those machines work off of the shapes. And so if you're going to be designing things and you have a cutting machine, and you need to cut like your designs individually, I don't recommend designing things like this. That's like out of the picture. If you're going to be making transfers for like a DTF printer or UV transfers, things like this, I use Procreate to create the design. I will hand draw it and like create all the designs on Procreate. There was one point where I literally didn't even know how to like change a brush or like do anything on Procreate at all. Before I did that, I would create designs on using Canva. So if you don't know, you can use Canva to create designs. Even with Pro Elements, as long as you create a brand new design. So for example, I created this design on Canva here, and let's just say that the background of this, like the little reminder tab, let's say that was a Pro Element. You cannot use that by itself, but adding some text in there or adding different elements together, or combining different elements together, you can now use this and sell your products with it, or even sell the digital file if you want. So Canva is a great place to start if you are like just learning how to make your own designs and you're like kind of getting into that. Canva is a great place to start if you're not already using it. And this is not sponsored, by the way. I just really recommend Canva to any small business owner. It has literally been a lifesaver for me. I absolutely love it. I design almost everything on there, from like my thank you cards and packaging, things like that. And I used to make designs on there as well. So someone wants to know about my startup cost, the cost of products, and profit breakdown of a sweatshirt, my first sale. Okay, so let me kind of go in order here. The startup cost of my business. So again, when I first started, I was doing embroidery. I bought an embroidery machine, and that was close to, I think, like $900. I think with tax and everything, it must have been around $1,000. There are a lot more cheaper ways to start a business. This is just what I chose because I wanted to do embroidery. But if you wanted to do like a t-shirt business, you would literally need probably less than $500 to start a t-shirt business. Some are around that vicinity, give or take. But something like an embroidery business is like obviously much more expensive because just the machine alone is like $1,000. There are cheaper ones, but you're definitely looking like around like the 700 range for an embroidery machine. So that's kind of why it was more expensive for me. So I think let's just say like $1,000 for the machine, plus other miscellaneous materials and website fees. If I had to guess, I would say like, yeah, like $2,000, give or take. It might be less. It probably is less because I didn't have that much starting off. My first sale, I think I got, you guys, again, this doesn't happen for everyone, so please don't compare your journey to mine or expect if you're starting a business, don't expect your journey to be like mine. I got my first sale within my first week of opening a business, and not a lot of people get that, and some people get, way more than that. So please don't compare your journey to mine. I was very happy. It was like really surreal. I couldn't believe like someone spent their hard-earned money on something that I made, and it was like such a great feeling. I was really happy. Someone said, hi, I want to start a print-on-demand small business from home. Please guide me if it's possible to start from zero. If you want to start a print-on-demand, like I said, a t-shirt business, I honestly could say it depends. But if you want like the bare minimum, like spending the least amount possible, you only need about $500 to start a t-shirt business. Print on demand is a little bit different just because it depends on the designs and if you're going to be offering custom designs and things like that. If you're not going to be offering custom designs and you're going to be ordering transfers, $500, you can start that t-shirt business. You would need a heat press, which an affordable one, I have one linked in my Amazon favorites. If you guys are interested, it's the one that I use. That one's pretty affordable. I think it's like $200. And that's gonna be your biggest expense right there. Then you're gonna need t-shirts. Whatever gets you to the free shipping from wherever you're gonna order them from, that's how much I would spend on your very first like couple shirts, just because you don't know what people want and what they like. Only offer like a one color at first just to get started, but I wouldn't spend too much. And also different sizes, I would only order probably one of each just to see what sizes perform the best, so you're not buying a bunch of smalls when only the extra larges and the larges sell the best. Then you're gonna need your transfers, and this is where it gets a little tedious because it depends what type of transfers you're gonna use or if you're going to print your own. So if you're going to be buying transfers, you can buy a little bit at a time, and transfers aren't that expensive, you guys. If you want a couple different designs, I definitely recommend buying from like another small business that offers a bunch of different designs and maybe getting just like 2 or 3 of each design. And I know that sounds like a little bit, but guys, when you're first starting off, you don't know what's going to sell well, and you don't want to have a whole bunch of transfers just sitting there. That's pretty much all the supplies that you need. Just like a heat press, t-shirts, and transfers, that's really all you need to start a t-shirt business. Granted, you will have like website fees and things like that, but the actual like physical materials that you'll be needing for a t-shirt business will cost you no more than $500. Another question I got was, what was the hardest challenge you had to face? I think the hardest thing for me was the unknown, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't really know where this was going to take me and if it was going to work. I don't like things being out of my control because I'm a fixator. I really like to get things done. I think that was the hardest challenge I had to face, was kind of leaving it up to the universe and to, you know, fate decide if this was going to work or not. And so that was kind of how the hardest challenge for me was, just like trusting that this was going to work and staying consistent and seeing those results. Someone asked, do you design everything yourself? How to learn graphic design without going to university? What programs do you use to design? Great question. As I mentioned earlier, I used to design things on Canva. That's a great place to make designs. I also use Procreate, as I mentioned earlier as well. And if you want to do like graphic design with SVGs, or even like logos and things like that, I really recommend Inkscape. It's a free program to use. You can even create embroidery designs on there and embroidery files. So definitely make sure to check out Inkscape. Like I said, it's free to download. It's like an alternative to Adobe Photoshop. It will give you headaches, just like anything that you're learning that's new. It's going to be hard. Just spend your time researching and learning how to learning how to do things, and you will get there. You don't need to go to school for it. You can be self-taught. Everything is available on YouTube for you to learn. Did you only start with one or a few items, or did you have a lot of different products? When I first started, no, I did not have a lot of different products. It was strictly embroidered sweatshirts, and there was only like, I think 4 designs at the time. I quickly started adding more things and like started having fun with my business. I just love to create, and so, you know, if I would test one thing out, I would post it, and if it didn't work out, no problem. I would definitely say like only start with a couple things at a time because you don't know what's gonna work. What were the biggest hurdles to getting started? Definitely kind of figuring out how to market and how to grow my social media to like reach more people. Instead of attracting customers, I was attracting other small business owners. Of course, I did love posting small business content, so it kind of worked out for me in the end. And now I'm able to have a channel like this with all my small business friends because I do post small business content. So kind of, I think, learning how to manage both sides of it. Like, how do I manage my small business owner audience and my customer audience? I think finding like the balance between that was kind of my biggest struggle. What advice would you give to someone who wants to start their own business but feels like giving up before starting because of insecurity? I would say you are very valid. You are so valid, and I've been there before, and I know exactly how you're feeling, and I know it sucks. I feel like going into it, you have to trust, you have to put your faith in yourself, and your intentions have to be right. There's so many times that I doubted myself and that I didn't believe that, you know, this was going to go anywhere. But I always remembered why I started the business, and that's why I say that your intentions have to be in the right place, because I didn't just start this for the money. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I want to become so rich and, you know, I want to be a millionaire. Like, no, I didn't start it for that reason. I literally spent 8 months almost broke, like literally to my last couple $100s, but I was so happy. I was so happy and I loved what I was doing. I loved what I was creating and I was having so much fun, and to me that was worth it. I started posting a lot of videos on YouTube. I wasn't getting paid at the time either. I just did it because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed connecting with my community and giving back to people. I feel that my intentions were always like really lighthearted and not greedy or I'm just doing this for the money, that type of thing. It was never like that for me. I truly just wanted to be happy. And now I get paid for doing what I love, but I also really enjoyed it when I wasn't getting paid. That's kind of my thoughts on that. And I am almost done here, but those are all the questions I'm going to answer for today, just because this video will literally be like an hour long if I keep going. I hope I got pretty much like the basics covered. Okay guys, that's going to do it for this video. If there's any questions that I missed, leave them in the comments down below and I'll try replying to as many as I can. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so you never miss a video, and make sure to check out my TikTok and Instagram for more content, and I will see you in the next one.